Let me ask you a question. What do you think is the characteristic or trait of President Donald Trump that the cupcakes, the poodles, the wimps, and the cowards secretly envy? What characteristic or trait could Donald Trump possess that the poodles, the declawed house cats, the low T gamma males secretly envy? Michael McLean, brassballsvideos.com. You can download a free copy of my brand new book below, 5 Ways to Unfuck Your Life in the next month. It is a free download. Put in your email. I'll email you the book within 5 minutes. Print it off, study it. It's only 22 pages. No theory, no fluff, no BS. If you, like myself, from time to time need to get your shit together, this is the blueprint to help you do it. My gift to you. The link is below. So, I was thinking of this the other day when I was thinking about Trump. And I have to admit, I have no horse in this race. I got no dog in this fight. I'm a Canadian citizen. I wish I had American citizenship, but I do not. So I only have the privilege of living here in Naples in Southwest Florida for 6 months a year. It is rare air to be here. So my wife, Krista, my daughter, Emery, we don't take any of this for granted. We're only here for 6 months. So every minute, every day, every week, every month counts. And then we head back to the Banana Republic of Canada every summer and live on the lake. So we truly do have the best of both worlds, but we never ever take for granted the fact that you have welcomed us in the land of opportunity, the greatest country in the world, the land of the free, and we live our best life here in Southwest Florida. That's our deal. So I don't have a vote. I don't have a say. But I get a big kick because I'm not a political person. I'm not a news person. I'm not a social media person. I don't follow this stuff. But you'd have to be living under a rock someplace to not run into information about the Biden crime family and Trump and all of it, the news, the politics. I mean, you can't stay away from all of it. But I'm always amused at the wimps and the cowards and what I call the male cupcakes. Most of them are gamma males. A gamma male, if you don't know, is a weakling. Not undangerous. A gamma is very dangerous. They're a backstabber. They're passive aggressive. They're two-faced, and they wear the mask of a nice guy. A gamma male is a nice guy. They pretend to be nice guys. I've often said in videos and in trainings, I don't have any nice guys in my life. I'm not a nice guy. None of my allies are nice guys. My brother isn't a nice guy. My dad isn't a nice guy. I don't hire any nice guys. I don't have any vendors that are nice guys. So I don't have any friends, allies, and nobody in my world. I'll never allow nice guys in my world. If they infiltrate my world, I'll do everything I can to get rid of any nice guy. Because they're dangerous. Gamma males are dangerous. Because, like I said, they're weaklings. They're two-faced. They're backstabbers. And best case scenario, that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they can be very dangerous people. So I want nothing to do with weak men. All the men in my life, including my students, people like you, men like you watching this video, my hockey players, they're all strong men. They're all kind men. They're all generous men. And most of them are alphas and betas. Nothing wrong with being a beta male. You're not a leader. Not everybody can be a leader. Most people aren't leaders. I have allies that are betas. I have students that are betas. It's okay by me. And you'll have a handful of alpha males who are the leaders of the pack. That's just human nature. So my life is full of strong men, strong women, and really men and women that have big hearts. They're kind, they're generous, they're honest, they're straightforward. What you see is what you get. They're not passive aggressive. They're not two-faced. They're not backstabbers. So when I see what goes on with a guy like Trump, and again, I don't get a vote. My opinion amounts to a row of beans. But I love how the hyenas, not the wolves, not the lions, not the kings, not the ballers, none of those guys, the hyenas, the declawed house cats, the poodles, the female or the male feminists, the victims, the cowards, the cheaters, how they all have something to say and how they love to pile on to the Donald. They haven't accomplished 1% of 1% of 1% of 1% of what that man accomplished before he left college. Yet, from the cheap seats, I mean, these guys are cowards, they're keyboard haters, they're poodles. They're not going to do any of this face-to-face, right? So now with anti-social media, with all this stuff, they can go after a person like Donald Trump or a guy like Elon Musk or a guy like Steve Jobs or a guy like Joe Rogan. They can go after these guys and they hide in Mummy's basement. But I'm fascinated at the secret. They secretly envy this characteristic, this trait of President Trump. And it's so obvious to me because I've been around alphas, I've been around betas, and I've been around gamma males. 22 years of pro and amateur hockey coaching, 32 years of being an entrepreneur. So I've seen every type of man known on God's blue earth. And it's amazing that all of this hate and all of these critics and all these doubters and all these tear down experts, remember, hate always comes from below. You will never, as an entrepreneur, as a husband, as a father, you will never be criticized. Are you paying attention? You'll never be criticized from above. So when you start to send emails and you start to write books and you start to get in good shape and you start to really, really build your badass lifestyle, you're going to run into doubters. You're going to run into haters. You're going to run into non-believers. You're going to run into critics. If you're not accomplishing much. There is no success without controversy. None. Not in hockey, not in football, not in chess, not in family, nothing. There is no success without controversy. So you better be willing to embrace it and encourage it. With that said, remember, hate and critics always come from below. There's no statues put up for a critic or a doubter, right? These people can't stand the reflection in the mirror. They can't stand the man in the glass and what little they've done with their life. So by tearing down somebody that is above them, beyond them, whether it's a Trump, whether it's a Musk, whether it's a Henry Ford, whether it's it doesn't make any difference. All hate comes from below. That's why it's called downstairs trolls. There's no upstairs trolls. You're not going to check your social media and all of a sudden Elon Musk is ripping you. Ain't going to happen. It's not like you're coaching pro sports and all of a sudden the late, great George Steinbrenner's ripping you. Ain't going to happen. Jerry Seinfeld's not going to make fun of your comedic routine. Ain't going to happen. No such thing as upstairs trolls. No such thing as critics, doubters, and non-believers up here. You got to leave those crabs in the bucket down at the bottom. They're crabs in the bucket for a reason, because they're beneath you. They're beneath you. They're downstairs trolls, haters, doubters, non-believers. Why in the world you'd want those people in your life, I have no idea. They're just going to keep you, pulling you down. They don't want you to win. They want you to lose. Losers want winners to lose. So regardless of what you believe about the man or what you think about the man, I could care less. But the bottom line is losers want winners to lose. And winners, true peak performance, high performance people, champions, want other people to win. I noticed that in pro sport, in amateur sport, in business. I noticed it in my own family. Winners want people to win. Losers want people to lose. So that's the Trump effect. And it's not all political. Most of these people, they couldn't tell you the difference between a Democrat and a Republican. They couldn't spell Mississippi. They couldn't spell cat if you gifted them a C and a T. They couldn't promote their way or market their way out of the bathroom. So that's your downstairs troll. But what they secretly envy, to get back to my story, is they envy what all high performance people have. Brass balls. Whether you care for a Donald Trump or care for a Michael Jordan or care for a Tom Brady or care for an Andrew Carnegie, the Wright brothers, Steve Jobs, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, these do-nothings, excuse makers, wimps and cowards envy the one thing they don't have, and they'll never have. Brass balls. And when I talk about brass balls, to be clear, for any tomato cans, brass balls are mental balls. They're emotional balls. They're spiritual balls. It's mental toughness times 10. Brass balls. Could be a woman, could be a man. Brass balls. They're willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. They're willing to show up. They're willing to be bad to be good. They're willing to do what it takes to live life and do business on their own terms. They're the contenders. They're the rainmakers. They're the builders. They're the entrepreneurs. They're the kings. They're the queens. They're the names that you'll know long after they're gone. And that's the one thing the poodle, the cupcake, the snowflake, the wimp, that's what they secretly admire. In the darkest recesses of their mind or their mom's basement, they wish just for once they could be that guy. They wish just for once that somebody would know their name. They wish just for once that they would do something that was important. They wish just for once they had the guts and the courage to be relevant. And they don't. They know by looking, they can't stand the reflection in the mirror. They can't stand the man in the glass. So the only other thing they can do is be a downstairs troll, a downstairs hater. They need to tear down to make themselves feel just a tiny bit better. Winners want people to win. Losers want people to lose. So brass balls, the ability to live life and do business on his own terms, the ability to do whatever it takes to get the job done, win, lose, the ability to face the critics, the ability to be 10 foot tall, the ability to fight on, to be relentless, the ability to be absolutely fearless. That is exactly what those little cupcakes envy. They would never admit it because they don't have the strength or integrity to admit it, but that is what the people in the cheap seats, the people outside the arena, outside the ring, think of a guy like Trump. In fact, if you question, they don't vote. So it's not like it's, oh, I'm pro Biden or I'm pro this. They're not pro anything. If you ask them more than one question about anybody, whether it was a governor, whether it was a Great Lake, whether it was policy, whether it was economic, they're as deep as a puddle, as my pop would say. They don't know jack shit about shit. So when you take one of these poodles or one of these cupcakes and you decide to waste a bit of your time and say, so you don't like Donald Trump, or you don't like Elon Musk, or you don't like Dana White, why do you not like them? Well, I just don't like who they are. How so? That's where you got him. Question number 2. Deep as a puddle. Dumb as dirt. Well, I don't like the way he looks. You don't like how a man looks? I don't like how he looks. I don't like his hair. I don't like his attitude. Okay, fair enough. So what about his policies, or what do you have to say? Well, dumb as dirt. Deep as a puddle. I don't like how he looks, usually will be where it ends. Or I don't like the way he treats women. What women? Well, I don't know. Women. I don't like how he treats minorities. How so? Well, I don't know. You're twisting my words. I don't like how he's treated the little guy. Are you the little guy? How has he treated you? Well, I don't know. I'm just, it's comedy. It's comedy. And just remember, jealous, envious little men. Poodles. Poodles that envy, secretly envy a person who is a high performance person, regardless of what you think. That is exactly what the cupcake, the snowflake, the D-ball, D-clawed little house cat, the man who doesn't show up, the man that sold out long ago, hiding in the basement or hiding under his wife's skirt. That's what he has to say. He's got to tear the person down because he doesn't have the sack to build them back up. Winners want you to win. Losers want you to lose. Just remember that next time you're standing at a bar or a restaurant or a t-ball game or a family reunion and people start tearing down somebody, a family member, an employee, somebody in your community, a mayor, a politician, a volunteer, a relative. You're with hyenas. You're not with lions. You've lost your pack. You're not with eagles. You're not with kings. You're not with queens. You've somehow got yourself into a pack of monkeys, a pack of hyenas. Better bust that pack before you become one of those poodles. Become one of those cupcakes. Become one of those hyenas. Weakness. Weakness repels wealth. Weakness repels women. Weakness repels success. Weakness repels luck. Weakness repels great people. Weakness repels abundance. Scavenger life. Scavenger life. Scavenger life. Like my grandpa says, the further you go up the pole, Michael, the further in life you go up the pole, the more your ass is going to stick out. You don't be worried about that. Just keep going up the pole. Just keep going up the pole. You can take it. Keep going up the pole. Focus on the eagles. Focus on the lions. Focus on the kings. Focus on the queens. Focus on the champions. And let the hyenas at the bottom, the poodles, the declawed house cats, let them all entertain themselves at the bottom. It's not lonely at the top, Tony Robbins says. It's just less crowded. You can download a copy of my book for free below brassballsvideos.com. A word of warning. It's not for hyenas. It's not for poodles. It's not for cupcakes. It's not for haters and downstairs trolls. It's for champions. It's for kings. It's for fathers. It's for lions. It's for eagles. You send me your email. I'll email you the book within 5 minutes. You can print it off, study it, read it, share it with your queen, share it with your adult children, share it with whoever needs to hear that message. Lions, not sheep. Kings, not cupcakes. We'll get this thing turned around. Like my father said on the phone a couple nights ago, son, 2024, greatest time in history to be alive. We are awash in wealth, trillions of dollars of rivers of money, abundance, and opportunity. Artificial stupidity, the World Wide Web, you name it, we got it all. Hang in there. I believe in you. I believe in you. We can do this. Winners, champions, lions, contenders, builders, eagles, stick together. Stick together. 2024, the greatest time in history to be alive. Hang in there, and things will only get better. Things will only get better. Who am I to argue with my 90-year-young father? Download the book below. Send me the email. I'll email it to you in 5 minutes. 2 words that change my life. 2 words that can change yours. Be relentless.